Okay, another important number you're going to be concerned with are your hit points, right? Hit point maximum. Temporary hit points is something you keep track of as you're playing a game and fighting somebody. As you get hit and you take hits, you would write down what happens in the course of the battle there, right? But right now, this is where your current hit points are. And every character starts off with a certain number of hit points. And you can determine that by flipping to, in the player's handbook, your class features, right? And so I'm once again back at the Paladin, and I'm going to the class features part of it, where you give a lot of the important stats. And this is where it tells you your hit dice. So anytime you go up a level, you're going to add hit points to your character. They're going to be harder to kill, so you have more hit points, right? Because once your hit points have been reduced to 0, that's when you're either dead or unconscious, right? Your hit points at level 1 for Paladin, every character may be different. They'll give you, they'll be explained under your class features section of your class choice. Is 10 plus your Constitution modifier. So if we go to Simon's character here, Bobrick, it would be 10 plus his Constitution modifier, and his Constitution is 0. So his hit points at this level would be 10. Right? So in a battle, if he takes some damage and stuff, if he gets below 10, so you're recording, okay, you're in a battle, you get hit, you lose 4 points, right? You're now at 6. You get another hit, you lose 2 points, so minus another 2, you're at 4, so you have 4 points at the end of the battle that you've won, right? You can regain your hit points after resting for a long while, or there's certain spells or abilities different characters have to heal. There's a lot of healing spells and scrolls and potion that you can take advantage of in order to heal and regain hit points. This is only temporary, right? And you would actually probably record that down here during the battle. So minus 4, you're at 6, you lose another 2, and you end up with 4. And then once everything's good, you would erase it all, and you'd start over in another battle, right? So you can look at that and do that with your character, right? Now, as you go up to a level, so say I'm going, your Dungeon Master says, okay, at this point you can level up to level 2, right? And since his hit dice are 10, right, his hit dice are 1d10 per Paladin level. So I'm going to look for d10, which looks like this. It's the 10-sided die. Here it is, right? 5 and 5. So this is 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right? So I want to roll this, and I'm going to add whatever this is to my new permanent hit points. So 8, right? So I rolled an 8. So I get to add 8 to my 10. So at level 2, I now have 18 hit points, right? There's also a minimum there, right? So I think, yeah, it's usually a minimum of 6 that you can add to your hit points, right? So you would add a 1d10 to your, and as well as that, plus the 18, plus I would add a Constitution modifier to it. So it was 10, right? Then I rolled an 8, and then I get to add my Constitution modifier. Unfortunately, it's 0 here, so I'd add 0. So that equals 18, right? So you can do all of that. But I think the minimum's 6. So if you rolled a 2 here, right, you could still just add 6, right? Because that's what it tells you. It tells you what the minimum is. So it tells you hit points at higher levels. You can roll a d10, or you can take, if it's anything less than a 6, you can take the 6 and then add your Constitution modifier, right? And it'll tell you, there might be other different ways of doing this depending on what class you've chosen, but this is how you determine your hit points at the first level and at future levels. So the first level, for Paladin, it was 10 plus your Constitution modifier. Next level is you roll your hit dice and add your Constitution again, and then you determine it from there, okay?